I just thank him for from day one, just making me feel comfortable being here, like just being a friend, like someone I can go to and talk about anything with, and then on the court, just helping me with the small things and just helping me with my game and just always leading me in the right direction and making the right choices in life.
And just ever since he stepped on campus, he immediately bought into what the coaches were telling him and what we were all about. And he's a special person to be able to come in and leave that kind of a legacy that it didn't matter what he came from. He was just there to help other people and be a part of something bigger than himself.
You know, he's a guy that's hard not to love, and he gives nothing but love. And even when it could be the worst situation possible, he's always going to think of the positives that may come out of the situation.
Just his moxie and swag and the way he played the game, he just brought a level of confidence to all of us. And second of all, just around campus, like everyone knew who he was, and he was always so nice to everybody. And
I'd say passion. He's passionate about everything he does, even outside of basketball. Like his relationships with people, his business that he's starting up, all the stuff like that. If he's doing something, he's going 100% all out.
He been helping me out with everything, like drive me everywhere I want, help me out with like some food, take me out, you know. I mean, it's someone like I really want to follow his lead.
He's there for everybody, no matter what, no matter when. He's a big team guy. Doesn't care if he scores, just because he really was a true definition of Mustang last year.
He was always one guy to pick everybody up when things weren't going the right way, and he always had some positive thoughts or ideas to share with everybody.
Outside of basketball, KJ is probably one of the biggest faces in the community when it comes to our basketball team, not just athletically, but socially. His thing he has is something special.
Like, I'd walk down the halls with him, and I've been here for 2 years, and he'd been here a month, and he'd be saying hi to everyone in the hallway and know more people than I would know. I think he makes an impact on every person that he comes in contact with, and
it would just be the way that he's able to connect with anybody. He's the type of guy that you can feel comfortable talking with about anything. I mean, and he kind of saw the big picture and was able to kind of paint his own piece into it.
He was one of the first guys when I came here that kind of came up to me and introduced himself and was able to show me the ropes around what we do here, even though he was only here for 2 years. And KJ's legacy in the end will be a great leader and an even better teammate and a better friend.
Comes off a little rough, but he really does have a big heart, and you can tell, especially in like Mini Mustang and stuff, all those kids look up to him. He's great with kids. Those kids love him. He's most kids' favorite player on our team, to be honest with you, just because he takes time to meet the kids, learn their names, and build relationships with them in that kind of way.
Turner, I mean, it's going to be weird without him next year for sure in our house, and he's always a competitor in any type of game we're playing. If it's just 21 before practice or like anything, he's gonna go hard and flip a switch and get really competitive, and I think that was really good for our team, and we needed that a lot of days in practice.
Always demanding the best from me, and I think my freshman year playing went so much smoother with Turner being there.
Attitude, yeah, I don't remember just Turner by his attitude, because his attitude is more different. He's always like kind of like, he wants everything to work like exactly how he wants. See, like the angry man, yeah, angry man.
Wanted the best out of you, and he didn't care what it took to get the best out of you, whether that was screaming in your face or, inviting you over to his house for a weekend. It was anything and everything that he could do to bring the best out of you, he would do that.
Just really organized. The thing about Turner is he can get things going. He knows where high IQ, not just basketball IQ, just IQ period. Just getting guys organized, getting them in the right spots. A little rough on the edges, but You know, if you know Turner, then that's just Turner. You respect it because he's going to be like that 24/7. You know what you're going to get from him, and you just grow to appreciate it.
People always call him a freak because he doesn't really complain about anything. He just keeps going. Like I remember in conditioning preseason, and he seemed tired, but he would just keep going. He would pass me every single time, and that just kind of shows like how hard I need to be working in the next 4 years and on.
He expected a lot out of you, and he held you accountable if you made mistakes and stuff. And you know what? Like, you might not have liked it right away, but once you got used to it, you just had to remember that he cares so much, and he wants us to be really good. And he,
in my opinion, he's one of the best all-around players that I've played with for sure. You're never ever going to question his toughness. You're never ever going to question his effort. He's going to give you everything he's got every single play.
One of Turner Mullen's greatest strengths is probably his aggression. He's going to give everything 100%. He's a hard worker, and like he always just expects the best from us, and he just wants you to play hard. If you're playing hard, he doesn't have a problem with you, and that's just one of the things that I really liked about him.
I would say every day at practice you better be able to bring it because he's going to bring everything he's got. It doesn't matter if he's scoring or passing, rebound, just a mentality-wise that nobody's going to beat him. He just brings that competitiveness to the floor that
He has a way of motivating himself to a whole new level that I haven't even been able to get out of myself, in ways that if something's not being done, he's going to take it into his own hands and do it himself.
To always have expectations, because that was one thing, and sometimes, you know, they were a little over the top, but that's okay, because he always expected something from you. He always expected you to bring it every day in practice and in games, and yeah, that's it.
He's one of those guys that's, you're going to look back at these teams and yeah, he might not have been the leading scorer or rebounder, but he was really the toughness of our teams, and the little things he did that didn't always get noticed it really made our team and kind of made us who we were. And
I like to say, just as his teammate, brother, roommate, I'm really proud of him for how much he's grown mentally, and just a great guy when it's all said and done. Guy who's going to work hard, and he's also going to have fun with you too. Carter's a good time.
Carter was, for me, I think the player I looked up to on the team the most, considering we played the same position. He was able to teach me a lot more than I learned in my past 4 years of high school and just 1 year of college, just on the court, just helped me.
We'll miss that. You know, we'll miss his presence down low and his rebounding and his toughness, and you know. But from the other standpoint, the other side that people don't see of Carter's, he's very nice and he's caring, and he's always there to pick you up if you're down, and he's always, you know, very open, and you can talk to him whenever you need to. And I'm just gonna miss Carter from that standpoint. He was always really friendly to me, and
like he's the type of dude, he can really have your back in any ways, you know, on any type of situation. If you really need his help and he can help you, he will like step up over for that.
Hardworking, because even when like the guy, like other than the red shirts, they would work out, they would lift during the season, but it wasn't actually like lifting, and then he would go and do something where he would actually like lift weights and stuff to keep his body right. And even right after the season, when
he's one of the three seniors that he's gonna be able to be looked back in this history books, and like his name's top of the rebounding, top 10 in scoring, and I think he's just another one of those guys, those core group that just came in and put the work in. And
that he is athletic, just flat out, he can, I mean, if he gets the ball, he can go basically straight up and dunk it without really any effort. He's huge. he's a big dude. You could also say beast. That's a good one, just because he's a freak of nature.
I don't know, flying around, like you kind of just see him flying around for rebounds, and you're in there kind of boxing out, and he'll just come out of nowhere. But I think he plays with a lot of passion, and his intensity is something we're going to miss next year on the court.
Just talking to some of my buddies that are around different teams in SIC, they they said it was just quite the struggle having to deal with him for all 40 minutes of the game. He was always attacking the glass, getting offensive rebounds, making that hustle play to get us an extra possession, especially in crunch time of games.
If I were to take one leadership characteristic from Carter Kirk, I'd take his ability to work hard at anything, whether that be in the weight room, conditioning. He's always going to work hard, and he would always come up to me during practices or anything, and he'd always check on me, make sure I'm doing all right. And he's a great communicator also, just being there for people, and I really like that.
Well, in my 4 years of watching Carter grow, I mean, we lived together first year, so we built a pretty good relationship. I think if there's one thing I could take away from Carter this year from a leadership standpoint would be his intensity in every situation that he was put in, whether it was conditioning in the mornings at 6 a.m., whether it was in the weight room. He was intense about everything he did, especially in games. You come to the games, you can tell how intense that dude is about the second he steps on the floor.